Guys, we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about Johnny Depp's super lawyer, Camille Vasquez, who I am a fan of. And I do want to point out before we get into this that there will eventually be a TV show made about this woman.
Oh, totally. Or like some kind of dramatized docuseries.
And here's what I think they're going to do, and this is how they culturally change the landscape. What's going to happen, they're going to make a show about her. Camille Vasquez, super lawyer. That won't be the name of it.
She-Hulk attorney at law.
Sure. And it will be like it's going to be the same story. It's going to be like amazing underdog lawyer defends famous Hollywood celebrity accused of assault, but it's going to be a woman that she ends up defending. They will quietly change the male part of it and make it female for the Yas Queen Slay points.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to have Camille Vasquez do a cameo on She-Hulk. Where she twerks with She-Hulk.
I can't believe they haven't already done that.
Like Megan Thee Stallion.
I can't believe they haven't already done that.
I can't believe it either.
That's the soft entrance.
Just waiting.
So it says Johnny Depp's attorney, Camille Vasquez, has taken on a new celebrity client, signing to represent Yellowstone star Corianka Kilcher in her legal battle against the state of California. So if you want to know what this story is, basically, guys, she is accused of defrauding the federal government for $96,000 in disability benefits.
Workers' compensation fraud, which I'm confused about because her injuries were sustained in a car crash on set, not during filming.
Yes.
So it really... That's suspicious on its own.
So it says the compensation was given in recognition of Dora in the Lost City of Gold actress Rosita's neck and shoulder injuries, which she acquired during filming. They're saying here during filming. Kilcher alleged that the injuries she sustained were so debilitating work was impossible. The actress had been filming scenes for Yellowstone during this time period in which she was receiving benefits, according to findings from investigations by authorities. I want to know how the findings got out, but also that is pretty brazen to like take in that amount of money in compensation and then still just immediately go back to work and not assume that somebody's going to figure it out.
Well, the findings came from the same source they always do, which is just an anonymous so-called insider.
Somebody close to the investigation shared.
This anonymous source said she was shocked, to say the least, about the charges and is looking forward to getting the truth out there. And they said it was the result of a car accident that she was involved in on set. I don't know if they were in a car in one of the scenes they were filming.
Do you also want to ask the question that how do they quantify 10% disabled?
Yeah, they said she is now 10% disabled for the rest of her life. And my immediate question was, how do you quantify the percentage of your body that is disabled? Is it also a percentage of tasks that you're incapable of doing?
Is it like fluent? Like, is it some days like 10% of your brain capacity, but other days like 10% of a backache?
Well, yeah.
Is it 5 and 5?
If the scene requires me to run, the 10% is my feet.
What's the margin of error?
Yeah, is it like 8 to like 12? Like what are we doing?
It says the insider later added, "This is an incredibly." I just want to point out that in true Hollywood fashion, they can't not make this about what Hollywood loves to make everything about, and that's race, gender, sexuality, and activism.
Well, they're going to try.
They're going to try. Right. So we're going to read this, and you're going to laugh. I really do think you're going to laugh. First of all, she's taking money from the federal government. I champion Wesley Snipes being a tax hero all the time. If you get away with it.
And Shakira, too.
And Shakira, you go, queen. You
tax heroes.
You do not give the government that money if you don't have to.
OSHA heroes?
So it says, this is an incredibly stressful time for her, but she hopes that this case can in some way shed light on the difficulty that actors, especially minority women across the industry, experience when injured on set, since at the end of the day, their bodies are their source of work. Without being able to use them to their fullest extent, especially for physically taxing roles like those afforded to women of indigenous descent in Hollywood. Many actors are put in a position where they can no longer support their family, themselves or their family. I just can't believe they found a way to say that somehow that doesn't affect people of other demographics.
I want proof that women of indigenous descent in Hollywood are given more physically taxing roles. Yeah. In the first place, there aren't that many people who are Native American in Hollywood to begin with, and that's simply because they're a smaller demographic in the country as a whole.
Yeah, I point out to you all the time, like
there's such a small group that you can pull that data from. I don't think they have any.
Speaking of which, guys, if you're not watching Reservation Dogs yet, go and watch Reservation Dogs. It is a Hulu show that is absolutely fantastic. But like
way better than Prey, by the way. In terms of Native American casts.
The lead actress from that movie, her mom was the casting director of Prey.
No way.
Yeah. Well, that's
how did we not know that?
I knew that. Didn't seem relevant.
It's relevant.
Alexis. It didn't seem relevant to the fact
it's
that
relevant.
Well, she wasn't the. I'm sorry.
Prey?
She was the casting director for Reservation Dogs.
Oh, okay.
I am sorry. Yes, yeah.
I was like, wait a second.
Nepotism.
Because nepotism.
Yeah.
If she nepotismed herself into Prey, that would make everything fall into place.
No, her mom was the casting director of Reservation Dogs, and she's on Reservation Dogs, but only in like a couple episodes.
Point being, it's a relatively small circle in Hollywood that is of indigenous descent anyway. So how can you prove that these generalizations are true?
They always just say it with a lot of like emphasis.
If you have enough gusto, then you can't question it.
You'll just have to believe it. I also want to point out that you're right about that. One thing that's interesting is like the show Longmire, like almost every talented actor, a Native American actor, worked on that show because the concept of the show required it. Similar to how a lot of the Pacific Island actors worked on Hawaii Five-0 because they live in that area or they're from that area and they understand the culture and are able to portray those roles. So that makes perfect sense. And I we had an interesting discussion off air today about whether the concept of representation is bad. And I said, I kind of came to the idea, like, it's not. It's bad when it's shoehorned into places where it doesn't need to be, like big mainstream publications that don't need that to be discussed in this topic. But shows like Reservation Dogs,
it's contextually relevant.
It's contextually relevant, and it makes perfect sense. There's a scene in the new Rings of Power, and I'm not going to get into the show, but they're on the boat, and there's 3 people supposedly from the same area, like that all look vastly different, and I'm like, you can use all those people, but make them part of different factions, because back in that time period, they likely wouldn't have been part of the same tribe or the same a faction of people traveling together, right? That part doesn't make sense.
It was very rare, at least in fantasy realms. It was always very exotic if you had someone of a different culture in a culture, and they were very unique, a very unique character. So to have a bunch of them kind of diffuses the point.
You can use those same characters, but have them from different groups. Then you have the same amount of representation, but it contextually makes more sense.
Yeah, in the letter that was published on the Rings of Power Twitter account addressed to fans, they said the fantasy genre and Middle-earth has always been multicultural, diverse, and there's just a small faction that's in the fan base of this genre that wants to deny that. But then they can't keep their stories straight because there are members of the cast saying that the diversity of the Rings of Power cast is righting a wrong in the fantasy genre and bringing balance where there's normally been an imbalance in casting.
It's whatever sounds good on that day.
They don't really know what the official narrative is.
Tolkien wrote it as like a Northern European, like all his stuff was like ancient England and Scotland, and the dwarves are Scottish, the elves are like the islanders of Ireland or whatever.
I want to put back to Camille Vasquez. Do you think that she ends up being a Hollywood lawyer from now on?
I think that's what she wants to be, and I dislike that because it's looking for influence and name recognition for yourself. Like
is that inherently bad?
Well, when the Depp trial was still going on, I could tell that there were questions she was asking in the thank you in the wording and the tone and just the content of what she was asking of Amber Heard. I could tell that it was looking for a soundbite, and it was looking for a social media moment, and that distracts from looking for justice, looking for the truth.
Well, here's the issue. So in terms of that argument, so I think the court of public opinion was essential for the verdict in a way, because
so you think she was being calculated?
Yeah, because usually when it comes to these subjects of like sexual misconduct and harassment and divorce, honestly, between men and women, like guys are usually like on the down rung. Like guys are down bad when it comes to that. So
yeah, you're at a narrative disadvantage off the bat.
Right. So creating those buzzworthy moments for the court of public opinion helped. And this, so I think the lawyer in a way is more famous than the actress herself.
She absolutely is. When I made the thumbnail for this, I said Camille Vasquez, and then it says hired to defend, and then I had to like explain who Q'orianka Kilcher was.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people haven't seen Yellowstone's one of those shows that I keep meaning.
So who's helping who then? You know what I'm saying? So like her star power in a way is kind of helping Q'orianka. I hope I said that right.
Like when Johnny Cochran would get hired, and like then it's like they hired the big guns.
Mm-hmm.
They got the.
They even made a Seinfeld character based off that guy.
Yep. So I think this is interesting because she could end up being like one. It kind of it forces her to take only certain cases if she wants to stay on the positive side of like there is such a thing as like a case that the public opinion won't allow her to take, and I wonder if she would prove her loyalty to her profession or prove her dedication to her profession by taking a case that's far less palatable down the line.
Something that isn't memeable.
Yeah, where the public opinion isn't on the side of the person.
Yeah, like defending. There are other Hollywood lawyers, celebrity lawyers who defended.
Who was that?
Generally hated people. O.J. Simpson, Harvey Weinstein.
Who was that guy who defended the lawyer who was going against Trump? You know what I'm talking about? The one who got sued by he ripped off Adidas or something like that, or he ripped off Nike.
I'm not sure.
David S. something Esquire. The quartering used to make fun of him all the time, but this guy was like he clearly loved the sound bites and he clearly loved the press of it.
David S. Scott Esquire. That's
no, I don't remember his name. It's he had a really funny name though, but somebody in the chat might remember.
I think as much talk as there was during the
Zaid.
Depp Heard trial. Oh,
it was Mark Zaid or something like that, and it was a meme because there's a comic book writer that nobody likes anymore named Mark Waid. So it was like really funny that there's a Mark Zaid. Oh, he defended Mark Waid too. So
really?
Mark Zaid defended Mark Waid, and I was like, that was like the first time I thought we were in a simulation.
Yeah, it's not an accident.
I'm like, this can't be a joke.
That must have been very confusing.
Yeah, like
during
Mr.
trial.
Zaid, what does Mr. Zaid Wade? See, I can't even do it.
What was that about?
It was about he was being sued by a YouTuber for tortious interference in a contract negotiation. Deep cut to back when Comicsgate was going on.
Oh, you know what would be interesting? I got off track, but if Camille Vasquez defended like Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, let's go.
In this trial coming up in April.
What's Shia's case?
FKA Twigs filed a lawsuit against him in December 2020. It's a sexual battery case. She alleges that he was abusive in their relationship in a multitude of ways. They're going to trial with it in April next year. And he's also simultaneously trying to repair his reputation in kind of a Depp fashion.
Yeah.
It would be really interesting to see Vasquez get involved in that.
Especially since the narrative there is way less clean. Like, it was very easy to show that Amber Heard, whatever you think of their relationship being mutually bad for one another, she was clearly very made her own mistakes.
I mean, she's by no means the good guy there.
So, but with the Shia LaBeouf in FKA Twigs one, there is no counter narrative that shows that she was like you can't villainize her the same way.
I mean, she had the most insanely criminalizing footage ever. She was like la 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 la. You think they'll ever believe you? Well, smack.
That was why I had a heart. Like
it's incredible, incriminating. Sorry, that was the word I was looking for.
Me and Mary, like we did our very best to be at least more like not as anti-Amber, not pro Amber Heard, but not like we made it about how sad it was for society, not how important this case was. But that quote always made it that hard for me. That her like laughing at him and basically saying nobody will ever believe you that you've been abused.
To
Yeah.
Shia? The girl said
No,
that to
no,
Shia?
this is
Amber
about
Heard.
Amber Heard
Yeah,
did
Amber
that
was
to
dirty.
Johnny.
And
Yeah.
then in the case of Shia LaBeouf and FKA Twigs, there might not be as damning of evidence against her. Thank you.
And I feel
Did
you-
we just make it to 15?
No, but no.
You're
not
getting
yet.
nervous?
You would say that. Did we? We did it, didn't we? We did it.
We're
We're
at
getting dangerously close.
Oh, we just got another
We're at
50.
12. Okay.
Nice job, Brett. Someone said.
I
Nice
no.
hat.
This is.
Yeah, it's real. Real
It's
life.
definitely happening. Damn.
I demand to be able to choose the color of bleach that eventually.
No.
I like that.
I want
And
slightly.
it's not in colors, it's in volumes of bleach. So I'm going to use
Oh,
30.
wow.
I don't know what that means. It better not be that blonde. I'm not
Me-
going that blonde.
I feel like
This?
Hannah Claire should be a
Yes,
defense
you are.
lawyer.
What do you think bleached means?
No, this is.
What do you
awful.
think that
This is
means,
awful.
Brett?
You're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
look
did you
so
guys
great.
define the term bleach before you agreed to the contract?
The contract. There was no
It's
contract.
implicit.
I am. This is me being a stand-up guy. This is a verbal contract at best.
That's still legally binding.
There was a time.
Bring this up
when
with Hannah Claire. She'll tell you.
Hannah Claire would. There's like she'd be like, you want to come? She's like, we're going out. You want to come with us? I'm like, no. She's like, I mean, like me and her were talking about the power of no. Like one day she's like, you want to come hiking with us? And I'm like, nope. But then one day she's like, you need to come out to eat with us. And I like agreed that day. And then the next time she asked, she's like, you want to go out to eat with us? I'm like, no, I'm good. And she's like, you said you would. And I'm like, damn it. I did say I would.
Yeah, saying no is phenomenally empowering.
Isn't it an incredibly empowering thing,
Yeah.
especially if it's not something you did a lot when you were younger? I now relish the ability to just be like, nope.
Yeah,
not
people
You
like
used to
you more when
be
you do it.
a people pleaser.
a bit like, yeah.
Anyone but me, because he lied.
Yeah,
to
I
me.
still haven't
Really,
watched the
what
episode.
was his lie to you?
So, I'm just gonna air it out.
All right.
So,
All right,
one
let's do
day,
it.
Brett needed a spectacular guest host for a day, and he was like, "Dane, you beautiful chat, you, verbatim, could you please?"
Yeah, there's no editorializing.
no
there
editorializing at all. He's like, "Could you please be on the show today?" I was like, in jest. If you'll watch an episode
You
of
did not
Survivor,
say it in jest.
you're right. I meant it quite literally.
I know.
If you will watch an episode, I would have been on the show anyway, but I was like, if you would watch an episode of Survivor, I'll do it. And we shook hands on it. And
That's your word.
But Mary watched the episode for
Was
me.
it a
She-
particular
But I
episode?
made her a
it
sandwich.
was what was the season?
No, I got him a
It was like
separate
season 28, episode 1.
Wasn't
and then
it
I even watched half of the second episode.
incredible?
I
was
went-
it one you loved?
I made you a sandwich.
And he
though.
made me a really good sandwich in exchange for that.
You know, a friend of mine won Survivor one year. His name-
What?
I know. he told
Fabio.
me.
He was Fabio on Survivor.
Beautiful man.
Judd
Incredible.
Berza is his name. And his character was Fabio.
love
He-
this.
Look at
He's
this.
amazing.
He's
Long
got a-
blonde
Yeah.
hair.
He's got a Leo story. He's got a Survivor
Dude,
story.
Yeah,
This is
living
incredible.
in LA, man. I also went did cocaine with Ron Jeremy one night. That was fun. Yeah, life gets crazy in LA if you let it.
Incredible.
Damn.
Absolutely incredible.
Things
The
can
only thing I
spiral
got
pretty quick.
is Benicio del Toro stole my lighter at an airport. That's all I
That's
got.
amazing.
It's not. He stole
He
it.
owes you a lighter.
I guess. Aha!
What'd you see?
Sorry.
What?
A $200 super chat.
Yeah, people are committed.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Money
Here
coming.
it comes.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, not sorry. He's digging
It's
in.
bleach time.
gonna look
It's
so
bleach
good.
If you guys,
time,
at
Brett.
the very least you guys can do is get us to 20 so that Hannah Claire has to watch all the Fast and the Furious movies.
Oh,
More
you're
than-
right. She did agree to
Damn.
that.
Oh,
More
sweet.
importantly, we're back to being the kings of crisis parties.
Let's go.
Night all day.
I can't believe I have to do this.
We still got like an hour to go.
Oh my god.
Who knows?
Okay, if not Shia LaBeouf, who else would you have her represent?
What else is coming
Ezra
up?
Miller. Imagine.
Oh my god.
The inevitable
I
Ezra
can't
Miller
believe-
legal mess.
Let's go.
The thing
Oh.
about Camille, I wonder if she took the Depp case because she knew she could win because she thought Amber was such trash.
Like it was in the bag.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was necessarily in the bag. They did a lot of hard work, but it's definitely more PR friendly for her. Thank you.
Did
I
she
think-
know Johnny beforehand?
Yes.
Brett is
No.
like devastated.
Yeah.
She
You're
didn't,
winning.
but then a lot of people rumored that they dated each other. I don't know.
She's
He ended up
in a serious relationship.
he ended up dating some French tutor of his.
Who did?
Yeah.
Johnny Depp
Oh.
did.
He he's like the most like he's on trial because he dated a woman that he was in a movie with and he goes right back to doing that.
Oh
Never learned his
no, you
lesson.
never learn.
For me, the funny
But-
thing between Heard and Depp is that they're they ruined their lives over the Rome Diaries. You know, like what a movie to ruin your life over.
I think Ezra Miller has hurt enough people that there could be a class action lawsuit.
Yeah, that guy's a monster.
And
A true menace to
if
society.
Camille Vasquez
Sorry, that they is a monster.
is a woman of principle, she will defend Ezra Miller.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to defend the person that one might even be better than Shia LaBeouf. Like,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Imagine.
I'd
my
be
God.
intensely interested in both.
There's no way you can't win for Ezra Miller.
I
Like,
mean,
there's so much footage of
ooh.
him just being a weirdo.
How about the upcoming Queen's Gambit defamation trial?
What's that?
What's that?
There was this female chess player who sued Netflix, or she's trying to sue Netflix for $5 million because they included in a fictional series historically inaccurate information. They said that no woman had gotten some, I don't know, title or
they had never competed
award.
against men before.
Yeah, like some
When she had.
milestone she had reached historically by the point that their fictional protagonist
That they had not played against male grandmasters in chess, and she had done that.
She's saying that she has suffered damages as a result of historically inaccurate information in Netflix's series The Queen's Gambit. So they're actually not denied. They haven't had the case dismissed, and it might go to trial. So that's another one in the entertainment industry that's coming up.
Get that cheddar.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
You think so?
Don't
Because
let
she's
them
kind
slander you.
of she's kind of whining about like whammon stuff.
But she
So-
she competed and won against men, and they said she never did. Is that
No,
what
they
it is?
didn't.
No, she- not
It's
even that she
all
won, she
fictional
just- she-
in the show. So it's like you're kind of making the writers liable for a fictional story.
Wait, what do you wait? So in the movie, I got to get this straight.
The series is all fictional. All the
Okay.
characters are fictional.
And the main actress, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah,
birth control.
she's like a fictional chess champion, and she is saying
But
that
they reference a real life person to draw context.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the real life person suing.
Because they're saying that
I see.
So
Well, they're not just mentioning her;
Harmon.
they're omitting true information about her. You are still like fuming over there, Brett.
I want Hannah Claire to be forced to watch movies. If I have to do this,
We're gonna make it to 20.
So
Don't
2,000
worry.
is it 20,000 or 2,000 when Hannah Claire starts
2000,
watching?
20 crisis parties.
At 30, I'll dance the Macarena.
I mean,
Sweet.
That's a
who
thing.
could deny that?
This is just
It's happening.
this is
It's happening. Just resign yourself.
at least
to
I
it
don't have to
already.
go on IRL.
This is an interesting. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but the movie that they think they're defaming someone they referenced by omitting something is a very interesting. That's a long claim.
Yeah, how can you be liable for omitting historical facts from a fictional work?
I just want carnage, honestly. Let it happen.
And get your bags.
Frankly.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.